it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you. So hold me tight through the night. It's just us two, me and you. Oh, oh, I can't believe you love me. Oh, oh, I just feel so lucky. Oh, oh, still can't believe you love me. I hope it never ends, this being more than friends, yeah. You know I'm here to stay every single day, yeah. So hold me tight through the night. It's just us two, me and you. Oh, oh, I can't believe you love me. Oh, oh, I just feel so lucky. Oh, oh, still can't believe you love me. Falling into your arms, dancing up in the stars. Oh, where I'd rather be than with you. Oh, oh, I can't believe you love me. Oh, I just feel so lucky. Oh, still can't believe you love me.
Okay, I am back. So, monthly budget. I have recently titled my monthly budget as a monthly budget on my sheets. It used to just say budget, but my new listings have monthly budget on there. So if you're interested in my budget sheets that you see here, I have them in my shop. They're downloadable PDFs. Easy to print, easy to download. I love them. I love using them. I love sharing them with you guys. So hopefully if you're interested, go to my shop. It's Lisa's Faith Budget Plan. I have a link in the description box below. It's on Etsy, and everything I have is digital. So that's pretty awesome. What I'm going to do here is my income, what I think my husband's income is going to be coming up for the month. I am not going to balance forward any amount because I don't know what the balance forward is going to be. I'm going to put 0 there, but I do have a placeholder for it. So when the February ends, I close out February and I begin March, I can put the actual amount here and I can have an accurate number based on what my checking account says. So essentially before the income that comes on the 1st of every month for our family, we are a family of 4 adults. Jack is 18 in June, so hey, it's not that long. Graduation's right around the corner. Oh my goodness, I am not ready for this. Anyway, so military, retirement, VA, disability, sometimes VA education if my husband's taking classes, and whenever it decides to show up in our bank account, and then our son pays us rent. Keep moving the paper here. And then any dividends that our credit union throws pennies into our account, we're always happy to receive. It's never enough, but that's okay. So I have that. That all happens on the 1st of every month. And before the 1st, we always have a balance for it. So whatever we have in the checking account, that has not that is sitting there as the buffer of the checking account before these checks hit all at once. That is the balance forward from the previous month. You can call it a buffer, you can call it a rollover. There's so many names for it, but whatever you want to call it, this is what I call it, balance forward, because I'm balancing forward from February to March. It's a term I discovered a long time ago. It just stuck with me and I just keep using it. So let's go ahead and fill the amounts in that I know of. I have my little cheat sheet over here. I want to make sure I'm looking at it correctly. So my husband's retirement check was $1,598.01. It is slightly higher, I think, than the previous month, like a couple bucks or something. I guess they're still adjusting cost of living stuff. I have no idea. The VA disability did not change, $2,287.52. This covers a lot of things for my husband. He is actually considered 90% disabled in the percentages, but he's still able to work full-time work. But there are certain things that are in his medical that were Navy induced when he was active duty, that that's where this 90% came from. And this is just compensation for those 20 years of doing that job and how it is, medically caused issues, and down the road they're going to get worse. So they have to compensate for it. He's been x-rayed head to toe and all the things, so they have proof, and we're pretty good that we're well established in that. VA education, I'm going to put 0 because I have not seen a pre-deposit. I do see the pre-deposit for these. I don't see that one yet. It may come later, last minute. I don't know, because he's in classes right now, and but they just may be late doing it. 711 is what my son pays us. He keeps $130. We take the rest, and that covers his medical, his food, groceries, utilities, anything. It just comes to us so we can take care of those needs for him. He is autistic. He gets supplemental security income, or SSI, and he gets to keep a portion of it, and this is something he has agreed with us. He is independent in the sense we do not have guardianship over him. We're hoping to get him to the point where he is independent, or him and his brother together are independent together. But we will have to wait and see. They may never leave us, and that's okay by me. Though there is something that needs to be, actively done here soon. This salary amount I'm about to put here is an old salary amount. My husband has, his job gives him overtime when he travels on business, as I call him, or he's out with the fleet on the ships deployed. And this is the base minimum amount, but he got a pay raise, and I have not seen a paycheck without overtime or without reimbursements in it, so I don't know what his new base looks like. So I'm going to have to wait and see when he's home long enough to see a paycheck like that. Then I can come up with a new amount. Until then, I'm going to use what we used last year, which was $2,313.28. I know it's higher than that, but it's still a good number, and it works. And this salary overtime is going to only have like 2 or 3 days of overtime plus a pay raise. This salary check here, the second salary check, I think is on the 18th of the month. That will actually have probably what his base salary would be after taxes, after his Roth, after any extras that we have taken out of the paycheck, what's left over, his net pay, what's left over. That's where the salary amount, what our new salary amount will be going forward. So I will figure that out later this month, hopefully. Unless there's other stuff in there and I won't be able to tell, then I'll have to wait and see. It'll be fine. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just budgeting low so that when we get more than what we need, we're good to go. I still have 3 more lines for anything that may come in. Still haven't done our taxes yet, so I'm not getting anything like that. We're late doing that. I was waiting for him to come home to do taxes. My husband didn't get home until Valentine's Day. It's a week and a half later. It's the 24th when I'm doing this, so we just haven't gotten around to doing it. I need to do that, though. All right, so you see here, and that was a very sloppy 3. Let's see if I can clean that up a little bit. All right. 2023. All right, so Roth IRA 2023, my plan is with my tracker to pay $158 a paycheck. Just like my husband's Roth's pulled out every month or every paycheck, I'm pulling out of every paycheck that he gets paid, including his government checks up here, enough for me to have $6,000 at the end of the year. So when January hits 2023, I can fund my Roth IRA, and then it can build more interest than just having a little bit every month put away. Nothing wrong with a little bit every month. I just would like to front load it. It was a decision that I made. I'd be willing to do it the other way too, but you know, we have this opportunity. I'm going to take it. There may be a time down the road where I have to do it like this and pay monthly into a Roth IRA, or pay by paycheck, you know, into my Roth IRA in order to fund it to the $6,000 within a calendar year. So, but for right now, I'm doing it ahead of time, and that should work. Our mortgage, $1,990.98. That's taxes, homeowners insurance, and the mortgage itself. We live in a very high cost of living area, so nothing's cheap here. Helping hands. This is how we tithe the military retirement check. We actually give $200. This isn't everything that my husband gets paid. There are things taken out of this as well. Taxes are taken out, state and federal. And we have a vision, medical, and dental, and things like that. I have a spousal thing that's taken out. That way, if he passes, I get 55% of the military retirement for the rest of my life if he passes before me. So those things are taken out. So we give $200 out of that, and this is just a tithe that for a long time now we've done, and God laid on our heart a long time ago, and we just keep doing it. So he hasn't changed our direction on that, so we're going to keep doing it. As long as we can afford it, we will keep doing that. If things get tighter or my husband changes jobs, which we are thinking of in the future, and he gets lower pay, a lot of this will change. So natural gas is through the roof because I was very cold last month. It was $100 more than last month, I think. $247.55. We had several snow days, 2 weekends in a row, and it was very cold for me. So I kept the house nice and toasty. Paramount, this should drop because we haven't been running the heat nearly as much as we did that time, but hopefully this will drop quite a bit. Paramount Plus is a subscription we have. I used to put this on the credit card. I just haven't moved it back to it. Too lazy, I guess. Humana Health is my son's health insurance. He pays us rent here, and so that is where I'm paying this from. And I'm sorry, my paper is crooked on the screen. All right, $512. This allows him to keep using until he's 26 years old. He gets to use the military treatment facilities and get the prescriptions and stuff and see the same military provider that we get to see. Actually, they're not active duty. They're a civilian provider, but in a military treatment facility. So anyways, tithe overtime. I want to put $0. Why? Because I don't know what the overtime is going to be in the salary check. And I do want to tithe that coming up. And then Roth IRA. So this means this is going to be paycheck 1. And paycheck 1 is very close to paycheck 2 again, just like it was in the month of March. So, and I'm going to separate that out. And so this is $158 again for this paycheck. And then we tithe the VA disability. And that comes out a few days later after the 1st. So that will probably come out of this check here. And that's $231.75. And that is some missionaries that we are funding them to live and be missions overseas. And that is what we do there. We love them. They're so sweet. I just saw pictures of them the other day, and they're just so cute. Oh my goodness. And they're doing amazing things. So tithe, this is for the paycheck here, for the salary check. So we tithe one Helping Hands. Then we tithe gym or Greater Europe Missions. And then we tithe this to the church and tithe that to the church. So tithing is very personal. Every budget is very personal. It is something you get to decide on, and as a family, as a couple, as whatever, and individual, or however you do it. And you do what's right and best for you, and this is what's right and best for us. Hopewell Christian Counseling Services, we have a couple weeks that we're going to that scheduled, so I'm able to put it in the budget so I can, make sure I protect that. Let's see, Geico is $122.40, and then another Hopewell. They're a week apart, so this is how my husband's schedule landed, and that's where we're going to be. And then electric dropped significantly because we weren't running the air conditioning or anything. So this is for powering the lights and the laptops and computers and the internets and the Google Mesh and all the good things. $43.77. Okay. And then Roth IRA again. So this is the third paycheck of the month. So that's $158. And I don't mind doing it 3 times. I discovered my bank actually doesn't charge if I transfer cash back and forth, as long as it's within their bank. They don't really care. So I'm like, cool. Now I'm gonna flip my cheat sheet over here and kind of put this down. Sinking funds. I do know there's going to be $50 for a business license expense. So that's going to come out of sinking funds. I just remembered that, so $375.51 is what I need to put into sinking funds. But I'm keeping $50 out, so the check will be covered. I've already written a check, it just needs to be cashed, and it takes a little time. I'm assuming it will be cashed in March. If not, I will make the adjustment later. Life insurance is for me and my family, $87.56. And then this is why I have a 2-page budget, because I have a lot to write down. And see if I can get it all on screen and still look good. All right, tithe again for that second salary check, $310. All right, iTunes. I'm about to write it again. This is something I also had on credit card. I just haven't moved over, so maybe I'll move it over this month. I can't remember. If I can remember, I mean. $2.99. Vivint, 56. I'm tired. I need a nap. 46. All right, there's that. And then T-Mobile, which is our cell phones. This is for 4 cell phones that are paid for. There are no extras or anything, and it's a military and veteran Magnum Max or something, I don't know. So if you are a veteran, they do have some programs, so check those out. I don't have any links or anything for it, but just give them a call. And so we pay $216.32, which, I've never actually divided it by the number of phones we have. Let me see what that looks like. I am now curious. So $216.32 divided by 4 phones. We're paying $54 a phone. That's not bad. I was paying over $80 a phone last time when I was under Sprint. So thankfully, we're saving some good money there. That's almost $30 a phone. Pretty cool. All right, Visa. This is where I put the rest of our subscriptions. Things like Sling for our cable, and then we have Disney Plus, and no, that's an annual expense. Discovery Plus and other things. You see them on my sinking funds. Not my sinking funds. On my credit card log. Oh, I really need a nap, guys. If you watch my credit card, when I do my sinking funds and savings tracker videos, I show my credit card log, and those transactions are always on there, and they're put on the credit card to keep it active and keep the credit scores up for me and my husband, because we're joint on that account. But at the same time, we want to keep it paid off. So we try to pay it off every month, and we've been successful for about a year now. So we're in the habit of it, but it's still a struggle because when sometimes we see that credit limit, as high as it is, it's like, oh, we can just run down and go get this. And then I think, ooh, how bad it felt to have it maxed out month after month for 15 years. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. So $225 is about what we put on there as far as bills go. And if we need to use it for something else, then we do. And then we use the cash out of the buffer our checking account to pay for it. Verizon, that is our internet. We have Verizon Fios, $82.71. We do not have cable. So we have streaming services that we pay on the credit card, and then the one you saw earlier. And then we have internet services. And so we watch YouTube all the time. We watch Sling. We watch Amazon Prime, which we pay annually, and we watch Paramount Plus, but mostly Discovery Plus and Disney Plus and all that. HBO Max, things like that. But we limit to the number of subscriptions. If we think, oh, we want a subscription, we reevaluate, are we using all of them and using them to the amount that we're paying well enough? And so far we are. And then if I feel like we're not, then I take them away until someone says, hey, where'd that go? So usually they know for sure if it's going to be there or not. But, you want to make sure your family is entertained, but at the same time, you don't want to waste money on things they're not using. And if they don't notice, they don't notice. All right, $100 is what I'm going to put for city utilities. I am still waiting for the bill to process. It's shifted very strangely since we moved here a couple of years ago, where it used to be due like at the end of the month. It's now due the first of the next month, but it's still close to the end of the month when I pay it. Then I'm like, I don't know, it's weird. So anyways, city utilities, I'm guessing $100, but once the bill's here, I'll actually pay it. On the months I don't have my city utilities bill, because they only send you a bill every other month, that is, I also send $100. And so the credit just sits there until the bills come due, and then they get the money early, and everybody is happy. So, grocery household this month with my husband home, I will be doing $1,200 with inflation and him being home. I just don't know what it's going to look like. And this is everything. This is food. This is covering inflation. This is covering cleaning supplies. This is covering paper products and all the things, just all the stuff. And because I don't like to go to a lot of different stores. I like to shop, get it done, and go home. I'm not a shopper. I just don't do that. I'm still going to do the $450 for restaurants. We'll probably be using more and more of that, and there won't be a lot left over because my husband is home, and he enjoys going out to eat. Miscellaneous, I'm still going to keep it $550. That's just random things we can purchase on Amazon and Etsy, as well as, the fun stuff that we like, as well as clothing or shoes or things that we need. If it doesn't fit within this miscellaneous budget, I just take it out of the buffer of the checking account, and that works too. And then I'm going to increase the gas budget, $350, in case we do more driving with him home, and that should cover the entire month of March. So now we're going to do the budget and total up all the income, and then we're going to total up all the expenses and then subtract the two and find out, will my income support, or I say mine, and my husband earns it all, my husband's income will support all of the needs of the family and expenses. So let's go ahead and do that.
You've told me more than once to show you my intention. My brain gets blocked at times, but now somehow I'll give you my attention. You've got to know that I ain't a person who understands all the clockwork of our romance. You make me feel so alive, always there in my mind. But I just don't know if I'll dance with the lights on. If if you're gonna be moving on solo, where to
Okay, so here we go. Expenses. We have, hopefully I did the addition correctly. I can't talk right now. $8,370.99. And I'm going to take our income. If I can get my paper that's attached to other things over here, we're going to put that amount in here. That's $9,223.09. Obviously, it's showing that we have enough income to cover the expenses that I expect. There will be expenses I don't expect, and hopefully I can plan accordingly through that. So $8,370.99, and that leaves us $52.10. So what we have here is let's see, what we have here is plenty of money to have in the buffer, the checking account, but paycheck to paycheck, it might look a little tight unless we conserve our sinking funds. Not sinking funds, told you I'm tired, guys. Conserve our buffer, the checking account, or our spending categories. That's what I wanted to say. These categories right here. So for the entire month, this is what I plan to have. And if we can save money in this area, that can keep the buffer, the checking account doing well. So I'm gonna zoom out, put these back in my notebook, and then we'll close out this video. Okay, I am back. So monthly budget done. I am set for the month of March. I'm very happy the way this kind of turned out. The only thing I did not put on here, and I think I might put a sticky note on that, is the business license I mentioned earlier in the video. I think I mentioned it. So business license, $50. I wrote a $50 check. And I really knew that check number too. I think I have it over here. So it should have been $213. And that way when it clears, I know what it is. I'm just going to put it right here. I love that these sticky notes fit in between two lines here. Yeah, I can fit perfectly. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that just cracks me up. And I didn't even try to measure it that way. It just kind of turned out that way. But yeah, when I start doing my unbudgeted items for things that come out of the buffer, the checking account, which this doesn't actually come out of the buffer checking account, I reduced my sinking funds by $50. Normally it would be $400. Let's see, what is it here? It's $375, 15 plus the 50. Normally I would put $425.15. I've added a sinking fund. You'll see that coming up in future videos. I went ahead and reduced it here knowing this had to come out, and then left that cash in the checking account instead of moving it to the savings account where I keep our sinking funds, because our sinking funds are mainly annual expenses, so they don't happen every month, and when they do, it's only one or two things, and typically our budget right now can handle those kind of hits. But by reducing the sinking fund from this number here to this, it basically pays me back without having to move any money. And so I will just put it over here, make sure it's in the budget. That way going forward, I know it's covered and where that $50 was going. So when the budget stays balanced. But that is my monthly budget. I hope you enjoy this video. I'm happy with the way it turned out. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.
Second, 'cause they're playing the best song. I'll be there if you reach out to me.